Which is the first ship on my list? It's a generation ship. Actually, we're going to do them in the date order of when they were discovered. Right, so we're going to the Alaunus system. But these all have like their own stories and things like that. Very, very early on in the space race and our attempts to populate the galaxy, we sent a heck of a lot of generation ships out. 70,000, I think it is. Let's have a look. History. The first generation ship was launched from Sol in 2097 and was followed by approximately 70,000 others over the next several decades. Most of these ambitious expeditions were funded by large corporations. The penalties for interfering with them were severe, given the enormous cost of mobilizing them. The deployment of generation ships was not well regulated, however, resulting in a number of issues. Some vessels launched ill-prepared for the arduous journey that awaited them, and many of the corporations that funded the vessels were dissolved or assimilated by other organizations over the years, making it difficult to keep track of their positions and ownership. Generation ships were rendered obsolete with the invention of hyperdrive technology by Lycaon Zhao in the mid-22nd century, which ushered a golden age of interstellar exploration and colonization between 2200 and 2700, and have not been constructed since. While the vast majority of generation ships reached their destinations without incident and established successful colonies, a fraction counted among the missing were lost in transit and are now sought by explorers and treasure hunters. It's just basically small lore, which I'm super excited about. Let's see if it's already here. Oh, there's notable stellar phenomena here. It's going to be one of those two. Open FSS. Notable stellar phenomena. Notable stellar phenomena. Oh, there's two of them here. I think it's this is what we want to go and see. Generation ship Lycaon. This is where we're going. So this one was discovered on April 23rd, 3303. Guessing they called generation because there's thousands beyond those ships with several generations of descendants. Yeah, I would imagine so, Abyss Sleeper. But it was launched in 2097, yes. And this is before hyperspace technology was brought in. So before we could just do big jumps to and fro. So there's a lot of situations where generations upon generations of people lived and died on these ships. They were born and they died. But this is a generation ship. So you have to scan the generation ship. I have a list of 16 in the Wikipedia. And then it will give you... It should give you other targets. Do I need to get closer? I probably need to get closer. Yeah. Ship log uplinks. I am in a Phantom. Night vision? That's better. Thank you, love. Okay, that's one. we'll do is we'll hush the old music, because these generation ships make amazing noises. This is the first one that was discovered. This is the Lycaon.
Lights on.
Well, that makes more sense anyway. We'll use sights. This was discovered 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Probably about 2.5 years. Which is the one which is really nearby that we also haven't scanned. Is there anybody on the ships? We'll find out, Katie. So, my one experience of the girl... This has got note written all over it. My one experience of the Golconda has people living on it, or had people living on it. Still. But... we've done 0, we've done 2, I think. Maybe we did 3. You've got full anxiety. I think we've already scanned that one. We'll scan it anyway, just to be on the safe side. Oh no, maybe we didn't. I do think that the generation ships do a really good job. I've already done that one. The generation ships do a really, really good job of showing just quite how large they are. The scale of the generation ships is pretty evident. More so of the more so than even fleet carriers. I don't think all of them are voice acted. I think that's all of them. The huge particle shield at the front. Yeah. God.
Decisions log 2379/2. Nothing out of the ordinary to report. Minor injuries, aches and pains from the more vulnerable crew members and the usual bout of influenza you'd expect with so many people living in such close confines. It seems the current strain of influenza is becoming resistant to the vaccines we've developed on board. Only thing of note was a minor injury to one of the survey team. Gottlieb sustained a minor laceration. He was taking a mineral sample on a nearby asteroid. The suit got breached, but he managed to apply an emergency seal before anything serious happened. I only hope the sample he took was worth the scar it's gonna leave. Decisions log 2387/8. We have an emergency. The strain of influenza infecting the ship has become completely resistant to any vaccines or treatment we can find. 13% of the ship's population has now succumbed to the infection, and so far 8 have died. I've initiated emergency measures and quarantined the infected. The epidemiologist, Dr. Monroe, is working around the clock to find a solution. I'm sure she'll come up with a cure before long. Physicians log 2463/5. Dr. Monroe made a discovery that has filled me with dread. This contagion doesn't derive from the influenza epidemic. It's altogether more alien than that. The contaminant has no human origin. It comes from Gottlieb, the scientist who was injured a few days ago. Whatever mineral he was taking a sample of must have got into his blood. It's mutated into some kind of virulent pathogen. Monroe is unable to isolate the microorganism that's causing it. It spreads fast. Quarantine hasn't worked and people are starting to panic. We're doing our best to come up with a counteragent, but I'm not sure we have the resources.
Oh, crikey. Oh, crikey.
Precision's log 2499/9. We are lost. Monroe died 2 days ago, and any chance we had of finding a cure for this epidemic died with her. Half the ship's population is already dead, and 98% of those remaining are infected. Teams are working around the clock to vent the bodies into space, but they're piling up so quickly. The riots haven't helped. People are panicking, angry, don't know what to do. When you see your family die, I guess you just get desperate. I don't know what to do. Suppose I should do my job, but it's no use. At least I've avoided an infection. For now. Precision's log 2501/7. I knew I wasn't going to avoid contracting this thing forever. I'm one of the last. This place is so quiet now. It used to teem with life, and now there's just silence along the empty corridors. I should probably go for one last walk. While I still can.
You know, when you play a game of Plague Inc. and you win, that's like how the people feel when you win Plague Inc. That's so sad. So he picked up an alien disease from examining a rock. And then all the people died. Yeah, but could you imagine if you were listening to that rock and then you just started seeing like dead bodies floating by? But they're probably long gone, long dispersed into space. But this was the first one to be discovered. You can imagine this really putting people off, wanting to discover the rest. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow.